Bending Reed plied her flying all, and within a few days old Hugh had a new skin suit. From the smoked top of an old teepee she made him leggings and moccasins. From freshly tanned antelope hide she made him hunting shirt and breeches, and big half-moon curved mittens. And finally, to complete it all, she made him a new cap from a well-cured wolfskin. Next, from a private hoard of smoked skin and sinew, she made an extra dozen pairs of moccasins and leggings, all of them marked with her characteristic backlash Heyoka stitch, and these Hugh sold to the river roughnecks, who had come up on the keelboat Beaver. Cash in hand, old Hugh went to hard-eyed Bonner the clerk, and bought a used flintlock, powder horn, bullet pouch and mold, flint and steel, skinning knife, tobacco and pipe, and some salt. Hugh also bought a gray woolen capote, a blanket long enough to cover most of his body, with a hood to cover the head and face in case of a storm. The capote was expensive, and Hugh had to charge part of it. Old eyes twinkling in comical gravity, Hugh told Bonner the clerk, "I'll give you so much cash down and a slow note for the balance." With an old razor, Hugh whacked off part of his beard, changing the appearance of his face from that of a shaggy poodle to that of a fierce tomcat. Hugh also whacked off some of his gray hair so he could get it decently under his new wolfskin cap. Bending Reed thought her husband, Chief White Grizzly, a very handsome brave in his new get-up. His fresh yellow leathers were in pleasing harmony with his crisp gray whiskers and the mahogany parchment-like color of what could be seen of his cheeks. His old gray eyes snapped like in the old days, Indian-like, wild yet watchful. The trembles in his fingers vanished. A week of warm weather flooding in from the south helped too. When Hugh wasn't exercising his knitting leg, he lay on a fur robe on the sunny side of the tepee, stretched to the full, soaking in the sun. The warmth and the leisure, the slow, firm churning of his stomach, the healing itch in his back and leg and lopped-off lobe of his seat, the sound of Bending Reed's humming and chatter as she filled his hairy ears with the latest fort gossip, plus the latest from her tribe of Lakota, the spieling of some comrade mountain men happening by, the warm, womb-like safety within the tall cottonwood fort walls, all worked as medicine on him, medicine made sweet with old-remembered aches and travails. Occasionally the sap of returning health rose so sharply in him that he couldn't sit still for doing. Then he got to his old limbs and, flintlock in hand and powder horn and possible sack slung over a shoulder, stumped out through the fort gate and out across the plains, for all the world as if he were going to course a score of miles if need be, to bring down meat for the fort. He never got farther than the base of the first sleeping bluff to the west, just 2 miles away. His just-knitted leg couldn't take it. He came back each time limping and blowed, and as ugly as a sore-tailed grizzly. Bending Reed plied him with affection and food and happy squaw chatter, and at night, warmed together under furs, she offered him her body. Her body he didn't care for. That part of him hadn't come back. "Has my husband forgotten?" she asked, teasing him, Siberian eyes slanted and mischievous in the low glow of the falling fire. "This child ain't forgotten," old Hugh growled, voice a deep monotonous bass. The new heaviness and slowness of his voice always startled him a little. "No, this child ain't forgotten at all. And that's the trouble." Bending Reed's eyes opened wide. She clapped a hand over opened mouth. "Heyoka," she whispered after a moment. Old Hugh spoke as if he hadn't heard. His voice continued to roll out in a slow, monotonous bass tone. "If it's the last thing this child does, he's going to catch them oily cowards and skin 'em alive and feed 'em to the dogs." Bending Reed nodded to herself. "Heyoka." "What?"